I will point out that we have a chamber flag in the chamber empty magazine. No way to fire this rifle in its current configuration, as well as the bolt is to the rear. Safe and empty weapon, as we always point out, Steve. Two videos finished for you folks. Who's there?
My scooter's brake broke.
There's nothing I can do to help you with that.
Do you at least have some glue?
It's Chinese plastic. You can't glue it. Buy American next time.
I didn't buy it. You did.
Alright, this is like take 12, I think. I'm going to try to get through this without any breaks, so there might be some pauses and me trying to find myself in the middle of it. Just deal with it. It has been a long weekend. Hey there folks, how you doing today? Hope all is going well with you. Welcome back to the channel. Please bear with interruptions like that we get here regularly because we are on location where life happens, and we're not going to put that on hold so that we can do this, so we can talk about this. And what is this? Some of you might recognize it. Some of you might know already what it is because I've talked to you about it. Others might be like, that thing looks kind of cool, or maybe you feel exactly the opposite about it. But regardless, we're going to discuss a couple of upcoming projects here on the channel. My apologies, it has been a couple of weeks since I put out any substantial content. I had intended to this past week on my day off, but I was unable to because I had to tear into the wall of my house and replace my water main. So fortunately, when I got in there, I realized that the plumbers that repiped my house 2 years ago after the winter freeze that we had here in Texas didn't bother putting any insulation back in that section of wall, so it was probably a good thing that I had to open it back up. Moving right along, because of unforeseen circumstances, I didn't get the time to put together the videos that I have been working on. I have a ton of range footage, several projects in the works. I just haven't had time. It's not going to get any better this week. I'm rolling back into work tomorrow, and then as soon as my work week is over, I'm going to be busy next days off also, and so there's just not going to be any substantial content comes out for the next 2 weeks. Sorry. I know some of you are saying substantial content since when, but okay, I digress. You might not be familiar with what this is. This is our current project rifle, our Savage Axis that we've been working on here on the channel, and it is sitting in an MDT Oryx chassis system. That's not what we discussed. Those of you that have been following this rifle know that I was all about getting the Magpul Hunter Light stock on this rifle. To date, Magpul still has not released that stock design for the Savage Axis. So I had to move on with the project. So I talked to the folks at MDT, told them what I was going to be doing, and they cut me a significant discount on this chassis. I thank them for that, and we will be doing a video covering everything that you see here, just not right now. Additionally, the rifle has also changed in that while the scope might look familiar, it's actually a completely different scope from the one that we used in our last video with it, which was the review video on the Crimson Trace Hardline Pro first focal plane rifle scope. That was a 4x16x50 scope. After doing the review, I think the only negative I had on the package was that I regretted not putting a 6x24 on the rifle due to the precision rifle element that we were trying to incorporate into the project. Crimson Trace heard me. They sent me the 6x24 as well as a Caldwell lead sled. So thanks to the folks over at Crimson Trace for that. If you weren't aware that Crimson Trace made rifle scopes, take a moment to listen to this word from our sponsor. If you are watching this, then you probably know that Crimson Trace has a long and reputable history producing quality laser products for the firearms industry, such as the LS-250 laser saddle shown here on the Mossberg Shockwave. But did you know they now have a full line of quality accessories to include both red and green laser sights, tactical lights, electronic sights, and rifle scopes to rival other premium brands on the market today? From the novice outdoorsman to the tactical professional, Crimson Trace offers a wide range of budget-friendly to premium rifle scopes to meet your operational needs. All Crimson Trace products are backed by their no-hassle limited lifetime warranty. Check them out now and use promo code J10 to save 10% off your next purchase. So I've already tested a first focal plane rifle scope on this rifle prior to changing the chassis out. So the review that we're going to be releasing on this one is not going to be as much about reviewing the scope as it is something that I didn't really touch on a whole lot in the first review, was the zero stops for the turrets. And in the upcoming production, we are going to not only show you how to set the zero stops, but I'm going to show you some proof work that I did moving the scope around and changing the dials on it and then setting them back to zero and shooting to see if we were truly returning to zero with it. And I'm not going to spoil that, but it did go well. Another video that's going to be coming out in the very near future is a discussion about battery life on some of the reflex optics that are out there. There's something that came up the other day. I saw it on, I think it was Hootie Hoo, that had done a video on the Vortex Venom. And after watching that video, I was like, holy cow, man, I'm glad I didn't buy one of them things, because I almost did. But regardless, we're going to touch on that. Got a couple of just, projects around here, kind of projects that I was going to make videos for as well. Also, to those of you that regularly watch the channel, I'd ask you to check and see if you saw the video on the Crimson Trace Rad that we did a couple of weeks ago, or if it just never came up in your feed. Because that one, it was crazy, and it was just, it went almost a week with nobody watching it. I don't know what was going on there. Probably some purple-haired shenanigans, but I can't prove that. It's just my assumption. Regardless, I'm going to wrap this up because it is hot out here. I can't have the air conditioner on and shoot the video at the same time because the noise is pretty terrible out here, and that's probably all you would hear on the video, which would probably be an improvement, at least in some of yours opinions. I've had some rather mean and nasty comments here lately, and there's probably a few folks, judging by the comment section, that would rather hear the air conditioner run than me yammer on about everything. So I'm going to let you go. Enjoy your 4th if you're off. Enjoy responsibly if you're working tonight. Thank you for what you're doing. We appreciate you. And as always, take care. God bless.